Welcome to Everyday Life. Thank you for joining our podcast, Conversations Over Coffee. My name is Jen.
And I'm Dagda.
And we're going to hit you with the explicit content warning right off the bat. This podcast does include adult situations and adult language from time to time.
I'm an angel. I never fucking cuss.
Okay. Anyways, you ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go. I miss those days. And it's so funny because
Carl Papa.
right? He never waved to me.
You got knocked out.
That's how I feel. But who was he singing about?
The gingerbread man.
That's right. The gingerbread boy. His pretend bread boy.
Yeah.
He never waved to me, so he got knocked out. I have tried going back to BLR.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's just something about the time and place. It's just not for me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I can go back and I can watch the Hunger Games ones. I can watch the Game of Thrones ones. And I can watch Carl Papa and feel very satisfied. And
What about the Star Wars ones?
I never saw the Star Wars ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just love that Hunger Games one where it's from the Hunger Games, obviously not Catching Fire or Mockingjay. And she's like, yeah, she's like Goat Girl.
Yeah.
So good. And of course, the Game of Thrones ones where you got Jeffrey. It's so great. I've watched that Joffrey death scene so many times and been so happy every time.
You mean from the bad lip reading or the
Both.
actual?
Both.
The scene where he dies is one of my all-time favorite things that's ever happened in the world.
I know. And people don't.
Fucked up.
No, it's not. It is exactly what we all secretly would wish to happen to all abusers and murderers. It's what we secretly wish.
Douchebags in general.
Yes, that they have sometimes I wish we were in 1700 because we could have public deaths again.
Public executions.
Yes.
We could start that again.
I think we should.
Especially if they happen to be politicians.
Speaking of politicians, a politician just like from out of nowhere just died.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And now you've got the president going, well, his sister should finish the term for him.
What the fuck kind of retarded shit is that?
I did not say that. I read that. And I was just like, I read that headline. I was like, I'm just not going to get into it because maybe she's in politics too. I mean,
maybe.
But it doesn't matter to me if she was in politics or she is in politics because isn't there a lieutenant governor, just like our state, that steps in when you die? Isn't there a backup rep that steps in when your rep dies for your area?
Yeah, there should be basically I don't know actually if Congress, because the president and vice president.
Listen, we already have too many freaking people in politics as it is.
Yeah, there's the equivalent for the states, but I don't know about representatives or congressmen or whatever.
I don't know. I was just like, holy crap.
We can always have like an emergency election to replace them if there isn't somebody that's backup, basically.
The deaths are weird. So you got that guy, 71, and I hate to say that, but quickly died, unexpectedly died. Same happened with the actor Sam Neill, unexpectedly died. And then you got the actor James Handy, who was stabbed by his girlfriend, not his fiance, not his future daughter-in-law, his girlfriend's kid.
Okay.
Stabbed him once in the chest, kills the guy.
Okay. And
then you got Mitch McConnell, who's been in politics longer than there's been dirt on earth, going, I just took a fella, I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's like the internet is funny. He just takes a lick and he keeps on ticking. Which there's nothing wrong with that. He's like every politician out there. Some of it's good, some of it's bad, and some of it is what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't know. I hate politics for a reason. I think you like them. Sometimes you get really close on when you're talking about Aslan Gold, and I'm like, oh, because politics turn my bowels to jelly. I hate politics. Because it doesn't.
Because you're afraid of pooping yourself?
I mean,
Because I'm here to tell you, I've done it many times. And there's nothing.
like running in the backyard of the house, walking like you've been riding a horse all day, and your partner going, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" And it's I don't like politics, not because the whole idea was that it used to be that somebody would win, and that everybody would win, not somebody, but everybody would win. We have these politicians; they were there to make it a better life for everybody, and everybody would win. Mm. And quite literally, all I've seen in politics in the last probably 10 years, probably, is everybody wanting somebody to lose. This is about me winning. I'm right. You're wrong. Lose, lose, lose. And it's just like, oh, I have yet to see any single politician in the last 10 years make a decision that's worked for really well for everybody. Mm. But, I hate politics. And I'm sure there's going to be somebody out there going, well, what about this? But what about that? Look, I'm not ready. And you can't even look at my voting record and say I'm a Democrat or a Republican. Yeah. You really can't, because I've voted both ways. Yeah. Just to me, just the fact that they're trying to make it to where you can't vote for the best candidate, you have to vote within an elected party. No, you have to declare. Yeah. Oh yeah, nope, ain't voted a day since. I still I have a formula for how I vote, and it's basically if I recognize the name of one of the people that is on the ballot, I vote for the other person. Unless I can immediately come up with a good reason to vote for that person, which I usually can't, I automatically vote for the other guy because, at worst, it's a lateral move. It's like, if you can't instantly think of why you should vote for them, you shouldn't. Yeah. And especially if you recognize the name, because that means you've heard or seen or read something somewhere. Yep. And I'm like, yeah, no. That person's probably a douchebag because I know their name. Next. Right. I know their name. I don't know why. This person's probably an asshole, so don't forget. Yeah, it's. We do not talk politics. My partner and I do not talk politics because he's every human is opinion. Everybody's like assholes. Everybody's got one, right? Yep. But he's like, actually. Some people have 2 or 3. Yeah, and actually, some people don't have any. I hope they don't vote because they don't have an opinion if they got an asshole. You have to be an asshole. You have to have an asshole to vote to be an asshole. No, you got to have an opinion to vote. I don't know. Anyways, but I love my partner. I really do. But sometimes the way he approaches things is like. I don't set out in this world. I don't set out to be Miss Super PC. Mm-hmm. Obviously, anybody who's ever met me in real life knows that because I have an opinion and I'll fucking tell you if you really want to hear it. But sometimes he gets a hold of news articles, political ones, and he'll say, "Did you hear this?" Mm-hmm. And then he'll say things. And this is the funny thing with the way our world works. People will see a snippet of something and they'll make an accusation. Then they'll make a video on YouTube about it. And they'll be like, oh my God, Becky, look at these politics. They are just so sick and mean, right? Mm. By the time you get to 8 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock or 9:30 when I get home, and it's just like, they already announced that was a hoax. And then it's the anger because it's just caught with him. The first thing he saw. I'm like, that's why I don't jump on shit right away. Yeah. Like, I am not going to say the person's name. Because I am not going to give them any more fuel. I'm not going to give them any more value. But there is a influencer out there who swears that Charlie Kirk killing was a hoax. Mm. And I'm like, what? It's like, I don't get how people can lose their humanity so easy. And it's not that it was a hoax. Yeah, he really died. It's the person who killed him. It's a conspiracy theory. That was a hoax. He didn't really do it. And it's just like, okay, so the person they have laying down and that jumped off the roof of the building and running away is all the same person and it's his face, but it was faked. Mm-hmm. Like, come on. Like, but people lose their humanity so easily over politics. They don't have the ability to do like what you and I do, where it's just like, stop. I don't care if he was a Republican, left wing, right wing, stop. This is not somebody who went out and murdered and raped women and children. This is not somebody who went out of their way to physically abuse somebody. This is just a guy who had an opinion and he lived his life within that style.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very sad that this, a son, a father, a brother is gone. All because he's like, this is my opinion and this is how I live my life. You're welcome to follow me if you want.
Yeah.
It was not racist. It wasn't any, I mean, I guess you would call it sexist at times, maybe, if he doesn't want to deal with transgender people in his life. I mean, that's a weird way to ask that, but
yeah,
you'd almost wonder if it's sexist. So I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I hate politics. I hate politics so badly. I'm like, let's put on a musical. Let's watch The Greatest Showman again.
no.
I would rather watch Hello Dolly than watch another fucking presidential debate.
Mm.
Honestly, I don't have it in me anymore.
Yeah.
Because the people who are controlling, look, we have two very distinct generations of people right now who seem to be controlling everything. And I don't agree with either one of them.
Mm.
And
that's because neither of them is Gen X.
That is correct. No, it's honestly because it's I feel like both generations are going, everything they're doing is to target their generation, to help their generation. And so you have, like, I literally heard a person, I believe you're a millennial if you're like 35, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there was a doctor, age like 35, like around 35, 36 or whatever, and they were talking about how damaged Gen Z is. Like, they're going to end up being the throwaway generation because they're scared of everything, and I was just like, what? Because they go into the pandemic when they're young children. They went through puberty by themselves for the 2.5 years that the pandemic hit. And it's just like, and they're scared of everything because they were locked in. I'm like, I don't know what world you live in, but most of the kids I saw during the pandemic was running around the streets. They weren't locked in the house with their mom holding masks to their face. Well, at least not in our neighborhood. Anyways, so how are you doing? How have you been doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. My mental health is getting a little better. How about you? How's your mental health doing?
As usual. It's fine.
You only want to choke a bitch every other day?
Yeah.
Hey, that's better than every day.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not at work every day. Let me tell you what, you got a coworker who's got two coworkers, three coworkers. You have some coworkers that got some bad tempers. Like, really bad.
Yeah, one of them, I was surprised when he went off for the first time. Because usually, well, he's kind of Irish. So, laughing and joking 1 minute, ready to kill somebody the next.
Oh, yeah,
it reminds me of my grandfather in that way.
I was actually in your building the first time I heard that individual get really upset.
Yeah.
And I actually thought we were going to have to call 911. It was, and I felt bad to have rage like that. Because it's not anger, it's rage.
Yeah.
And it's a very, yeah. Anyways.
Some conversation with it. That dude's been through some shit, so.
Yeah.
I totally get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should, you know what you should do? You should send him a link. You should write down the link for Dagda's Hypnotic Gifts and tell him to think about this. Because I feel like if you hadn't learned that at a young age, you very well could have explosive rage like that.
Yeah, I'd probably be dead in a ditch somewhere or in prison.
I mean, prison, yeah. Prison.
Yeah. You're
like, prison be my bitch. But he's a nice individual. Yeah. I really enjoy speaking to him. I do not enjoy it when I've been near him and he's been angry, but I happened to be in the building training when I heard this very loud noise. And I thought, I mean, it was so the noise was so thunderous. One of the two training managers that were in the building came out front, eyes the size of silver dollars. And it's like, what's going on? They're like, I'm not going back in there. I'm terrified right now because of his actions. And it was just like, wow. Because I don't go for that shit. And there's a time to be gentler, and then there's a time to not. And I can understand being upset and being frustrated. And I can understand even having explosive rage. But to the point where you make a grown woman, when you make grown women start shaking, I wasn't shaking. I happened to be probably 40 feet away. the your break room. She was in your break room, and he was at the lockers.
Okay.
I didn't hear the yelling word part of it. I heard something very muffled, but so I was 40 feet away. But there was somebody who was between where I was, which is like your toy section, the end of your toy section, to the break room. That's about 40 feet.
Yeah.
There was somebody there actually looking at artwork as well, and she was terrified. She was shaking. Yeah. She didn't know what was going on. It was like...
Well, there's also no wall between those two places. There's a doorway, but where you were at, there were basically 3 walls in between you and what was happening.
Yeah. So, but that might be a good idea. Send him over to Hypnotic Gifts. It might be something that he could find interest in, because he really is a genuinely nice person.
Yeah, he's cool. I like him.
I do too, but the other two, I could take or leave them. And, well, one of the two was remind me of the people we have trouble with at my shop, at my building. And so one of them was out, the 2 biggest troublemakers. One of them was out because they had an allergic reaction to something, which, but that's not neither here nor there. And then the other one the other day lit up the world, just fuck this, fuck that, walking through the warehouse on a phone, which is very dangerous to do. They were operating machinery on a phone, and I saw it secondary as they were stopping, so I didn't know the extent of it. And it was scary. So, and me, me, like, I'm going to try to defend people when they're not doing something wrong. And I made the mistake of defending a co-manager to the individual. And you know what? The individual wasn't mad at me. The co-manager was, because the co-manager's like, let that motherfucker walk out of here. And I'm like, oh, I looked at this co-manager and I said, I will never defend you another day in my life. Ever. I will never. No, I can take care of myself. I always have. Now this will. I'm just like, my personality. It's not like me to sit there and just let somebody be abusive language to somebody else without saying something. So anyways, I don't know. I hate politics. I hate politics. I hate politics, and I hate the fact that everything seems to be in limbo right now. It like literally, we've got elections coming up. Nobody gives a shit. You've got a president who's not paying his lawsuit bills. So now judges are throwing out accusations on that. And it's just like, this is why I don't like politics. Just because you're a president or a vice president or a member of the cabinet does not excuse you from taking care of your payments due.
Yeah, your responsibilities.
You have to. You are supposed to, like, literally, what are you doing? You can sit there and say, I'm fighting a good fight. This didn't happen. The evidence showed you did. Your own actions, your own words showed that you did what you're being sued for. Fine, whatever. So set the right tone for your people and say, be honest and say, yes, I've made a mistake. I didn't feel it was this way. I apologize. It felt that way. I will take care of the damages and pay it, because this is the same person who is getting online and going out there and speaking the truth about everybody needs to pay their dues. Hey, how you doing, kettle pot black much? Exactly. Anyways, so how's your health going? Because, they've all been on this journey with us. Your diabetes under control?
Yeah.
Doing pretty good. We just got to get you in for some eyes, right?
Yeah, for some new eyes.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I need to get an eye exam. It's been a couple of years now.
Yeah. Well, the military will pay for it, right?
Yes.
I'm like, if not, we'll start a GoFundMe. But I actually have noticed when I have seen you, not when we're always podcasting, but other times I've actually noticed you squinting more. And I don't know if that's because you're trying to narrow your field of vision, or because you think that's going to help you read something you couldn't read with both eyes wide open.
It does help sometimes.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I was doing this. I was doing that thing where you've got one eye open and you're squinting and you're pulling it close and far away and everything. And I, like 10 times. And I said, fuck it. Took a picture of it and blew up the picture and went, oh, that's not even what I was reading at all.
Yeah. One of the nice things about smartphones nowadays. Oh, I can't read this. I'll take a picture of it. Oh, okay, I can read it.
What's so crazy? I've been doing that for years. I actually taught that to somebody the other day. They're like, wait, what? And I'm like, I'm like, you know what's even better? You don't even got to take a picture of it. Just turn your camera on and zoom in. They were like, whoa. And then I caught them doing it. And I was like, and you already wear glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so good. Health stuff's good. That's good. You've lost a ton of weight. Not a literal ton.
Yeah.
But they've got your blood sugar under control. That's what I care about.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when you were much chunkier than you've been, and you were wearing your I call them your big boy cargo pants because they were like gray Carhartts, and you just looked like one of those Roblox people. You were just thick in the middle, and now you're like a stick figure. Pretty close, anyways.
Yeah.
How many times have you had to downsize your clothes? Yeah,
we've done it once.
Well, that's what I'm saying is you've needed to downsize every week. You've needed to go down at least a half size.
Yeah, I've gone through 2 belts. The belt I have currently is too big.
I was gonna say, isn't your shop right by where you buy your belts?
Yeah.
So you could just walk over there and grab one after work. Yeah. Well, they're expensive too.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to fucking work all day just to buy a belt, but you know it's the reality of what you have to do.
Yeah, I bought some of those. I can't remember what they're called. Basically, it's a Velcro thing that goes through your belt loops.
Okay.
It's basically a Velcro strap. That has some bungeeiness to it. And then it basically you put it through one belt loop and then feed it through another belt loop and then cinch it together. And it works like a belt effectively.
Yeah.
So I got some of those.
Nice.
So, because I wear stuff on my belt.
Yeah.
Like my phone case and my Leatherman case.
Well, I appreciate it because when I'm behind you and you reach up, I don't want to see dark crack of the moon. I giggle every time I see, it does not matter, man, woman, it doesn't matter. Every time I see butt crack, my brain instantly goes, butt crack, and I giggle. And I don't want to be walking behind you and say, hey, can you reach out for me? And then start giggling because that's rude. Yeah. It's not very plain. I mean, I'm sure some of the ladies at the stores might like it. Like the one we got hugs from today, one of them, I'm sure they like it. But I'm like, no, I've seen enough. I've seen enough of you.
Seen enough lumber crack.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's not nearly as bad as the Sasquatch that I work with, but, you know, it's kind of right on that border, man. They are scary. I still gag a little bit thinking about that. And anyways, well, I'm glad you're doing better, except for the fact that you look tired all the time. I'm super happy that they have figured out a trick to keep your blood sugar down. Now, why do they think the Ozempic is working to keep your blood sugar down?
Because that's one of the things it gets prescribed for.
I understand, but I don't. Is it targeting your pancreas, which is what helps?
I'm not sure exactly what the mechanism is that causes it to control your blood sugar better.
I mean, that's really nifty, even for people who you know, if they're diabetic, but they whether they need to lose weight or not, if that it didn't matter what you did for a while there. There was only a few days where you really dropped down to decent numbers. So for me, I understand there's a lot of people out there who don't believe in like Ozempic or Roe or whatever. And I am just really happy because those high blood sugars does damage your body. Yeah. And so now that it's under control, now you know what kind of damage it did. And now you got to get your eyes fixed.
Well, yeah, the doctor was talking about one of the blood tests came back showing that there was some liver damage, or not liver, kidney damage, because it basically showed that there was protein, a specific protein in my urine, which shows that there's basically been holes poked in your kidneys. Yeah. Although it wasn't at dangerous levels yet, it was still a sign that things will be getting much worse. Yeah. So, yeah. So do they think now that everything is on the mend kind of direction? Yeah. I think that's good. I mean, obviously there's one thing we're not talking about on air, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah. But, you know, the whole point is so for the last 13 years, you've been dealing with your health. Yeah. And what's interesting to me, and what a lot of people don't understand, is health is not something that just gets better overnight. It takes time. And I mean, sure. I mean, if you're in a coma, you might wake up the next day. Sure. But as far as long-term health, it's like something you really have to work at all the time.
And it's just like, I can tell how my joints feel when I'm just like, I don't care. I want to eat cake and candy all day today. And oh, trust me, my joints yell at me for like a week when that happens. But for you, it's been a very long time coming getting better health, because it was 2013 when you found out your heart condition.
Yeah.
And then it's just been, it feels like it feels like it's been such an uphill battle to get you to the point where it's just like your health is in better order and you're, doing better.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a long time there, you couldn't even be comfortable sitting down. You couldn't even be comfortable laying down. I mean, it was like, everything was so uncomfortable. And so what people don't understand is that I've been with you on this journey for 13 years as far as your health goes. And so for me, it's very satisfying to see your health getting better, and not just getting better, but like, getting better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's got to feel good to you. I mean,
with my diabetes, I never really noticed any side effects other than my eyes getting worse. There weren't any. I never had any of the symptoms of what you would normally get when you have really high blood sugar.
Yeah.
But when my blood sugar gets low, I fucking notice it really fast.
Yeah.
Which was one of the reasons why I stopped taking metformin a long, long time ago.
Because it was dropping you too low.
Yeah, because basically every time I took the medication, I would fucking get sick, and then I'd have to fucking eat sugar.
Yeah, and it's just an evil fucking cycle on your body. Yeah.
So I stopped taking it. At that time, I was borderline. I wasn't. It wasn't where I was like, oh, your blood sugar is 300 and something. It wasn't like that. So basically, every time I took metformin, my blood sugar would crash, and so I stopped doing it because I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah. I mean, what's really interesting is that you very much at times remind me of Mommy. Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Mommy. Because she hates any medications they try to give her.
Yeah.
And I remember when you first started your health journey and they were talking about the meds for your heart and everything, I remember how annoyed you were.
Yeah.
I think you're still annoyed to this day,
mm-hmm.
but I think you're more accepting of it. Like, this is what I have to do, because you've gone for periods of times 1, 2, 3 days without it, and you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people don't understand the dynamic of our friendship, and they don't understand, like, so I've had people say sometimes he's kind of mean to you. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm probably one of the people closest to him in the world. He's closest to me. And it's like, sometimes you just get snarky and vent at the people closest to you, and I don't always take it personally, but I do understand that if I want to be able to vent to you, you need to be able to vent to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, bitch, take that. But that's a big part of our dynamic, is the fact that, it's like having this, as far as my family and all of us are concerned, you're another one of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it's just like, I'm not, I want to see how this story goes.
Your dad ain't my daddy.
Well, there is no part of black that my father is. So that's okay. But my mom, got high cheekbones like my mom. I bet if you look at a picture of your mom and put darker hair on her, if you put darker hair on Miss Connie, she'd be like, oh yeah, she could pass for Rose's sister. I betcha. Anyways, so I tell people, I'm just like, it's not just this weird work thing. There's other aspects to it. And it's just like, I love the fact that I have somebody in my life, and I like being in somebody else's life that in all the years we've known each other, we haven't let each other down. And that's a hard thing to do in friendships. It really is, because you get, sometimes if you're having something going on, you get a little judgy about it or whatever.
Yeah.
Because trust me, if y'all think I haven't felt the judgment sometimes of my personal life choices over the years, you're wrong. But he's so sweet about how he does it. He'd be like, well, he'll say whatever. But I also feel the same way, about some of the girls you've dated. I'm like, I don't know how I would think about that. But I'm excited that you're doing better. Yes, there's still a few more stepping blocks, but it finally feels, instead of it's like a sheer climb up the mountain, it finally feels like, oh, Like we're up there, and now we can, and you can enjoy the steps to success for your health.
Yeah.
You know, I worry about it all the time, and it's not even my body or my heart or my redact. It's not, none of that's on me.
Yeah.
And it's really funny that like I feel very celebratory when you like say stuff about how your health's doing. Like I'll ask you, because let me tell you what, he is not a divulgent person. You got to ask him if you want to know something, ladies. You just have to ask him. He'll tell you the 3 basic things. He's angry, he's minuscule, and his dad was a pimp. The basic info.
Yep. That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know. And his pimp hand is very strong, trust me. Can't tell these people how many times over the years people really thought when you're like, gotta keep my pimp hand strong, people really did think that you were slapping me at our old job. You know, but yeah, no, I'm super happy about so how high, since you've started the Ozempic, how high has your blood sugar gotten? Because I know you said it was a pretty immediate trend down.
Yeah. A couple of times it's been over 180, but for the most part it's been like
130, 150?
No, it's been lower than that.
Oh, wow.
Most of the time it's been around like 100.
When do you feel the best? With your blood sugar, when do you feel the best? When it's rocking around what number?
Like I said, I don't really notice it when it's high. So as long as it's above like 5, I feel fine.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, when it dips into even sometimes 88, I'll start feeling off.
So you obviously, they're using the Ozempic to help. They're not. You don't have to do metformin anymore, though.
I do metformin.
So I wonder what would happen if they started taking you off metformin and just had you do the O's.
I don't know.
Russian roulette of healthcare.
I mean, I'd rather not do Ozempic than stab myself for that one. Also, so metformin and Ozempic both have similar side effects.
So you're doubling your damage.
Yeah. But the Ozempic is the one that will make you nauseous also.
Yeah.
So the metformin tends to have intestinal issues, let's call it.
Yeah.
But the Ozempic does that and will make you vomit too.
Yeah.
And so that's the one that I'll wake up in the middle of the night being like, I think I'm going to throw up. And then I'll have to sit in my chair rather than lay down.
Yeah.
Because laying down makes it worse.
Yeah.
So I have to sit in my chair until I fall asleep. And then after an hour or two, usually it'll be fine. By then I'm in pain from fucking sitting in my chair. So then I'll get back in bed. And usually it's fine, but yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people do not understand how painful it can be on your body if, like, you go work a full day of work, then you go to your home office, or for you kind of have a mix. You're like me, where you have your space where your computer is, but you also do work for like hypnotic gifts and all that. So you basically have your workspace and home, and they don't understand. Sometimes when you get home from work, like me, the other day, I worked on artwork for 6 hours, and it was like, I'm really narrowing it down. I'm really narrowing it down because something has to give. And so I'm like, okay, I've got this formula down now that I use and I love it. And people don't understand, like, you go work all day, and for you, your car is incapacitated at this time. You're getting a different car in the next few months, probably. So you ride the bus because you could walk to your work. It's only like 2.7 miles, but then you got to be on your feet all day.
Yeah.
And so people don't understand that when you have to go home and do your side projects at home and you have to sit to do it, like, dude, you need to be able to lay down comfortably.
Yeah.
Not nauseously. You need to be able to lay down comfortably and get your rest, because then you go sit in your chair and you fall asleep and it hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we have pretty comfy chairs here, but 6 hours at a go. I mean, and you'll notice, like, a lot of people probably hear it when we're recording, that they can hear when we've had enough time, or we're like, okay, I need a break, because, you know what I mean? They can hear it, but and man, that's tough. And I can honestly say, I saw you the other day, and I could tell something was up, because you were like, woo, bathroom, and you were like, if I would have stood in your way as a joke, you probably would have knocked me out.
Yeah.
You know, and I get it. I wish they could keep I mean, obviously it's a pancreatic disorder, right? the pancreas is what controls your blood sugar, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
it's what controls your
insulin.
Insulin. Yeah.
And what's really crazy is that isn't that a side effect of some of your heart medications? It could mess with your pancreas, kidneys, and liver. Like
I don't remember. I don't think so.
no, just the liver and kidneys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough because it's like some days, I think some days I think, and I can see you where it's just like not necessarily you want to talk about it or not talk about it, but I can just see him and I think to myself, I'm like, when's the last normal day he had health wise? Because for the last 13 years, I mean, you can have good health days where nothing's bugging me, everything's good, I'm getting my walk in, I ate food, everything's great. But I think to myself, but is that the new normal for your health days? Because my health struggles, yes, I need to lose weight, and Jesus knows I will someday. Like when they put me in the oven and burn me to a crisp, I think. But I mean, my weight fluctuates a bit. It's gone down. Went down quite a bit when I got sick, but then then I had tasted food again and like yum. Anyways, but I think, man, is there anything that's like you have a normal health day anymore? Like there's good health days and there's not good health days, but it's like what would it entail to have a normal health day again for you? No meds, eat what you want, drink what you want. I mean, I don't know, honestly, because it's been so long that I've seen you work around either a Paleolithic, carnivore, or keto style diet. And I don't think I've ever seen you drink sugared soda pops, like maybe once or twice on takeout food when we were traveling.
Yeah, and that's usually because they don't have
a different option
diet or whatever. Yeah.
So it's like I wonder what would you consider a back to normal health day?
I mean, sure, being able to eat whatever I want, although I don't know, that is like a secondary concern to me.
Okay.
Right? I'd rather feel good than be able to eat whatever I want.
So you felt okay for a long time, but when was the last time you felt really good?
Honestly, when I was on the paleo diet, when I was on the bulletproof diet.
Oh my God, that's like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of been okay days since?
Yeah. I mean, when I was doing that and I was working out, that was when I was feeling the best. Yeah, since then it's been meh at best.
Like okay days or tired days?
Okay days. Days where it's like, okay, I'm feeling okay, but I'm not like, yes, I feel fantastic. And wasn't having any of those.
I remember. What was that thing you used to do when you were working out? And obviously it was, this is how people know we've known each other a long time, because you quit doing the paleo diet in 2013, because 2013 is when you had your heart surgery. But before that 6 months before, between the first incident and when they had you in for that, your first ablation to your last, in that time period, you were doing paleo. There used to be this weird thing you used to do, and you used to jump up really high. What was it called? I say bear crawl in my head, but that's not right.
Bear crawl. I mean burpees.
Burpees. There you go. Let me tell you, nobody else knows like I know, because when you were doing your paleo and you would just randomly do a burpee in the day, be like woo, and jump really high. What's interesting about all this is, I work with somebody who wants to be shot if she lives past 50. She does not want to live a day past 50. And I'm like, that's heartbreaking. And for me, and I'm very sentimental about this, and I'm very, we all struggle, right?
Yeah.
And I said to her, I said, yeah, that is just fucking heartbreaking, man. I'm like, don't say that. I said, you're going to live past 50. Don't say that. Nope. I don't want to live past 50. Now, her mom's closer to mommy's age, right?
Okay.
Hi, mommy.
Hi, mommy.
I know we already said hi, but I always love saying hi, mommy. I don't think she realizes the probability of her parent passing away in the next 20 years of her life is a high probability.
Yeah.
Because it is it's a tricky slope. It's a tricky slope, And she was just like, nope, I don't want to be old. I don't want to deal with this. And it wasn't making sense what she was saying. And I said, I said, wait, say that again. And she said, I don't want to live past 50. I want to go first. That's that. And I went, oh, I said, you don't want to watch everybody else you know die. And she goes, exactly. And I said, let me tell you something. I said, when I was like 27, I said, I told my mom, I said, I want to be the first to go. I want to be the first to be gone because I don't want to watch any of you other people go first. And I said, and my mom, I said, listen to me, girl. Mom got so upset and she told me, don't ever say that. That's not fair because that's not the natural order of things. That's not how it's supposed to go. And so it was really interesting because she just blinked at me. But I was talking to one of my other coworkers and I was just like, this breaks my heart that at her age, she's like, yep, I could die tomorrow and I'd be happy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
So, I can get that.
I know, but I just thought one of the things I think to myself,
Mm-hmm. All three of you.
All three of me. There's only really two. Well, there's two of me and then my inner child. So I guess it is three. But because I'm like hot water and cold water sometimes. It's very psychotic imbalance at times. But all I think to myself is when I hear people say things like that is I think, life can be so much worse. It breaks my heart that she feels that way. Because I think she's a fantastic and wonderful woman and a good mom, even though her kids are little shits. I mean, they really are. Her daughter was in the other day and bought some books, and it was just like, and she was talking about her mom, but it was just like, yeah, these are for me and mom to read. These are just for mom. This is for mother to read to see if I can read it. And I was just like, damn. But the point is that I thought to myself, I've never once heard you say ever that you like, fuck it, I'm done. I've always heard you say, I'm going to outlive all you motherfuckers.
Yep.
But I get where you would feel. I mean, obviously it causes some emotion for me when I hear you say, I get that, but not in a bad way, just like in a good way, like, aw, you're human. That kind of way.
Yeah, well, intellectually, I can fucking understand.
Absolutely.
Emotionally, not really. And that is kind of a selfish standpoint to be like, I want to die first so I don't have to fucking deal with all this.
I know. I've been told. And it's not a matter of dealing with like somebody's possessions or
dealing with the emotional situation of
like
my mom just died or whatever.
Like people, and it is a very selfish thing because it is a very selfish thing, especially when you're highly empathic. You feel everybody else's emotions about that. But I said to her, well, it's just not the natural order of things. That's not how it should be. And you're going to live to be at least 67. I said, so just suck it up, buttercup, and deal with it. And she's like, we're not friends. You just cursed me. No, I didn't. I said, I'm telling you, you're going to live to be at least 67. As long as you pay attention to your life, you'll live at least that long. And here's the ass kicker of the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Within 10 minutes, then we were talking about people are telling her she needs to have a baby. I'm like, oh, you should have a baby. And, and of course she had a reason for no. But I'm just like, you're already a good mom. And I think you'd make, she's already a good adoptive mom. I think she'd make a great birth mom as well. But I think the reason she doesn't want kids is because then she would have a reason to live. I don't know. But yeah, intellectually, I know you get it. Yeah. But like, yeah. So I'm super happy you're doing better health-wise. I am kind of angry with them because they've been telling you for over a year they're going to get you to an optometrist. And I think they need to do it now before it gets worse. Because like I said, I've noticed you squinting more.
Well, I think if I remember correctly, that might be one of the side effects of Ozempic.
Yeah.
Which would kind of suck.
Right.
But I've lost like 38 pounds or something.
Yeah. So you don't really need to lose any more poundage. They could probably back your dose off just to help it regulate. Maybe take you off the
switch me to one of the other ones. But or I could stop taking it altogether. Maybe it'd be fine because I've lost so much weight.
Yeah.
Because just losing like 10 pounds oftentimes will drop your blood sugar a bunch.
Yeah. Especially because what are you rocking now? 27% body fat now? And here's the crazy thing, folks. He actually knows because he's got all these neat gadgets and stuff that tells him all this stuff.
I mean, I have a scale that connects to an app on my phone that then tells you this stuff. 24, 25, 24.7.
Nice. That's excellent.
Yeah, I've lost 39.9 pounds. Technically, though, I need to lose like another 20 pounds so that I'm normal instead of overweight.
I think you're normal. Like, it's so weird that, like, you're the same size as some of your other coworkers and their body weight's perfectly. Are you just a dense man? Is that what it is? You're just dense?
If I was in the army, I'd have been kicked out a long time ago for being overweight.
No, let me tell you what. I disagree with that statement because I moved military for 4 years full time, and I moved some fatty fats to the next. And I'm a girl, and I moved some fatty fats.
Well, that's because they're
become so lax.
Yep. Also, like the standard is what the standard is, right? But there are certain units that keep more to the actual standards than others.
Mm-hmm.
And like, at least when I was in the 82nd, was extremely fucking
fit
by the book.
Yeah.
And so, like, I saw a couple guys get kicked out because they got overweight, and they were nowhere near what I was at.
I don't get me wrong. I loved every minute of seeing the chunky guys because it's not like the upper bodies got chunky. It's not like they got bellies, really. It was always their butts and their thighs that got really big. You know what I mean? But I don't know. If they do another 20 pounds, they do another 20 pounds. I'm just happy your health seems to be doing better, but we need to get on your eyes and, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I I want nothing more than to see you lead a happy life and healthy life. I don't know which is more important to you. Probably healthy.
Well, the two of them kind of coincide.
In tandem.
But yeah.
I mean, I think if you could at least get off one of your medications, I think you'd be a lot happier.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought they deserved a health update because they've been with us for a year now. And they've heard about this health struggle, and we kind of didn't talk about it too much for a while. And that's because some things are worth talking about, some, like the overall general. And the diabetes is really important to talk about because so many people are type 2 diabetes anymore.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that just making small changes can help, going from regular soda to diet soda or no soda at all.
Yeah.
Which is, I do flavored water packs. I just hit my 20-year anniversary. Was it 20 years? No, 22-year anniversary for no soda. Right? Yeah. So it's just like, I have thought about starting it again though, because look, that blackberry Dr. Pepper looks delicious.
It is.
That looks delicious.
The strawberry one.
The cream soda one sounds good too.
It's really, really good.
Because
my favorite.
Way back in the day, I imagine it's kind of like Dr. Pepper root beer floats. It's like Dr. Pepper floats because it'd be like creamy. And so I have been thinking about having some, but I'm afraid it's just going to be that rigmarole back to, it'll start old habits again. Like, well, if I do this, then I can have ice cream 3 meals a day and I can have cigarettes, 12 packs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying. Last night, I really did think about getting into a pack of cigarettes. Honestly, I did. Because I'm accepting of the way some things are, and I'm trying to figure out how to change other things in life.
Yeah.
So it leaves you mentally depleted.
Yeah.
So then I think, okay, so we'll just do it one day at a time. It's fine.
Yep.
It's perfectly fine. And it doesn't help that last week my schedule was all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But one thing I do know, I couldn't get blamed for anything. Which was great. Well, I'm glad your health is doing better. I know their health they're happy to hear about your health too. And for the people, we do have listeners that have the diabetes, seeing that there is an end game where there can be, you're struggling with the weight, you're struggling with diabetes, there can be something that works for you. You just got to keep plucking at it.
Yeah.
It's frustrating that it's taking this long. It's taken the invention of Ozempic to get your blood sugar under control. Like I think it's just because it's harder as we get older to lose visceral fat.
Yeah, that's some of it, yeah.
I mean, it's not like you were eating a ton of food. You do eat a lot of processed food.
Yeah.
That was probably the big part.
Especially since I've stopped cooking all the time.
You need to go back to batch cooking, bro.
Although most of the time, there's a fair amount of the time that I'll buy like chicken, fried or baked chicken from Safeway.
Yeah.
And then I'll eat it for like 2 or 3 days.
As long as you don't eat the skins, you're fine. I mean, that's the best part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to take the whole roasted chickens or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'll have some of the skin, get rid of some of the skin. And then I like to chop it up and put it into salads or, into wraps with cheese. All that McFatty goodness. But it's such a balance.
Yeah.
But good. Well, I think they appreciate the update. I'm happy to see you doing better. We've got medical stuff coming up, and then we can update them again in a few weeks. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Nobody's looking forward to this medical stuff. I'm gonna tell you, none of us. Not me. Not you. Especially not you. But what I am happy about is we had a good break. We got some stuff figured out. So are we gonna have to miss weeks here and there in the coming future? Probably, because I'm getting to the point where, due to circumstances beyond my control, I have to work 5 days a week. And so we've got to get I have to get my head back in the game because I know that you need at least one Monday off a month because Mondays are our go-to days.
Yeah.
And it's like we can still hang out and stuff. It's the pressure of recording that kind of gets a little crazy sometimes because it's just like, man, I was like, I'm not going to lie. All I wanted to do today was hang out, talk to you about what I talked to you about off mic, and then be like, and how was your week? And then go get teriyaki. But that's not how it doesn't work that way. They're just not open when we're out in the morning. Yeah. Otherwise, we could have got it and brought it back here. And it's just, I don't think people realize how long podcasting episodes actually take to get done.
Yeah.
If you're doing an audio only, because if we were doing like a live video one, it's done. It's how it is.
Yeah.
But, there's little tweaks that we have to do in the home office to.
I was talking with some of my friends about AI and how I use it to basically create chapter markers. Mm-hmm. And the one friend was like, oh, just do it yourself. I'm like, yeah, if I want to spend 3 fucking hours doing it, even if it's incorrect half the fucking time and I have to go back and redo it, it takes like 10 minutes to do this thing that would take me 3 hours to do manually. So fuck that.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Is like, so one of the things that we do with our artwork, because it's one way to share artist work of people that we've seen and that we like and we enjoy. So it's an easy way to share that. So their name can get out there, their work can get out there.
Yeah.
But then it's also, the things, I mean, we could do just a black and white with, this is the name of our podcast. These are the days we publish, and here's where you find us.
Yeah.
We could do that every time, but that's not fun to me. Just like, I think most people that listen are super smart now, or they were super smart before, but I mean, like, they're smart enough to figure out, I like to do the fun things like Warhammer and drifts.
Yeah.
And some people might not get it, but I want you to write it down and look at it. It's not just Warhammered and drifts. It's Warhammer D&D riffs.
Yeah.
Like your 3 primary games, or at least 2 of your primary games, but D&D is the most common one for a lot of people.
It's the most recognizable. So when
Absolutely.
I tell people I role play, I don't tell them I role play. I say I play D&D because they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I would understand if you were to say to me, the first year I knew you, I wouldn't have understood. Mm-hmm. But now I've known you so long, if you're just like, yes, new Pathfinder, I totally know what you're talking about. You're not talking about the car. You're not talking about the SUV. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Riffs, I know what you're talking about. Warhammer, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And so I like to do fun things with the names. Like we just had an episode. The squirrel stopped by because even though we were kind of talking a little bit about video games, we're talking about other stuff too.
Yeah.
And I like days like that because I kind of want to have a survey at the end of the episode being like, how much of this episode did you understand? Because you can keep up with my brain 97.5% of the time. Every great once in a while, y'all, I flip him up and he's like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? And I love it when I can do that. But I love the playfulness with the titles. Like two of my favorite titles, I didn't even name them, but I really love The Brains Have Left the Building. Such a great title. And The Indumbing Has Begun. Those, such great titles, such fun episodes.
Yeah.
But my favorite episodes are anything about Harry Dresden. And it's something, yeah, fuck off. It's, you know, when I met you and you were telling me about this book series, it was just the book. I was just like, I don't have time to read, but I did watch some of the TV series. And so I was expecting it to be like that. Like, so for a long time, when I first started reading Dresden, I was hearing Paul Blackthorne.
Yeah.
I could hear him, right?
Yeah.
And I could, you know, and in Waldo Butters, I kind of heard like this. That's what sounded in my head was a little bit like that. So he sounded very nasally because he is Jewish, right?
Wow.
And but
in actor/director's name?
Which one?
The one who married his daughter.
Oh, Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
Yeah.
You just reminded me of that. Anyway.
Yeah. So, you know, for me, if I would have known 16 years ago how much I would have fallen in love with Dresden, you know, I'd have been like, fuck you, I hate you, you're always right, it makes me mad. But here's the thing is, I really enjoy the series. But the minute I heard, because the book I couldn't actually read, and I had to actually listen to the audio on, because I didn't have time to actually, anyways, Blood Rights. Hearing James Marsters, like, bring this world to life. And I'm like, and anybody who's known me for the last, you haven't, but anybody who's known me for the last, any part of my adulthood in the last 30 years, they know what a big Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan I was. And they know what a big Spike fan I was. And of course, James Marsters played Spike. And so I remember I looked at my ex-husband one time and I was just like, if I ever get divorced, I'm going to marry that motherfucker right there. He did not like that comment. It was like James Marsters. It was either Spike, because he was so Billy Idol, he was so punk rock.
I was going to say.
He's so, yeah. But Billy Idol, I only thought was cute when I was a kid. Because he wanted to be a bad boy, but he wasn't really a bad boy. But Spike was a bad boy. So, James, you opened my ears to audibles, and James Marsters opened up this entire world. And it's really funny because you can hear him, and you can even hear he recognizes when he slips with the character voices a little bit. He's mixed a couple of them up in the last two books, or a couple of books ago, where he, Maeve, and is it Serena? Was her name Serena or Sabina or whatever her twin's name is?
Oh, fuck, I don't remember. No, it's a different name.
It starts with an S. Maeve's actual twin starts with an S because there's Mav's actual daughters. So anyways, so he reversed them during the whole when they're on Demon Reach.
Oh, okay.
He ended up slipping right there because the two girls are kind of having when Aurora and Maeve and Sabine or Serena or whatever her name is.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm so sorry. I feel so bad, Butcher. I'm so sorry, Mr. Butcher. But anyways, I don't mind those little things. Like Waldo. If you listen to the first time he talks about Waldo, he definitely has a little bit more nasaliness to him. But now it's interesting because James Marsters does it so smart. Because it's like you'll hear him in these stories be like, well, hell, I've known these people for 10 years. Hell, I've known this person for 5 years, 20 years, whatever. You can hear the maturity level. And that just made me fall in love with the whole series. It's just like, there is nobody else. And so the funniest thing about all of it is I spend a lot of time when I need to calm down. Like really, sometimes it'll happen at work. Sometimes it happens when I'm driving. I'll have this little thing playing in the back of my head. It's like a little drive-in theater. And I'm just watching it in the back of my head. And I thought they must make a new Dresden Files series.
Yeah.
And what they could do, I'm just putting it out there, is they could use James Marsters to do the narration on it. Like he could be just like how I Met Your Mother, how he's sitting his kids down and he's talking about how the past was. he literally could do that with Maggie and Bonea. He could literally, James Marsters could be the narrator. So let me tell you how this wizard came to light. And he could tell his whole story and interject. I still think he would.
You need to have him do Bob.
Yes.
At the very least.
At the very, very least, they need to have him do Bob because he does he's such a good Bob. But anyways, so I'm super glad health is doing good. A couple of things to still work on, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Team friendship we'll get there. You know, that's just what we do. And but yeah, people just don't understand how much time actually goes into this.
Yeah.
6 hours on artwork, and let me tell you what, that's 6 hours on artwork for 3 episodes.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's because part of that is because, you know, you'll be like, oh, I think this combination looks great. And then your brain, you'll get it all ready. And then either the program, like you saw earlier today, fucks up and you got to redo the whole thing. Because, we don't have any IT or...
We don't have any staff.
We don't have any staff yet. Although, I do have to say, somebody who's a little behind the scenes and helps with stuff here and there when they can, Bogey, made some awesome hats. Yeah. Thank you, Bogey. They're awesome. I love my hat. You know, I can't wear it to work as much as I would love to. I can't wear it to work, but hopefully you'll be able to wear yours to work. Maybe. I mean, it's a pretty filthy place.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, so we'll work on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to pee.
So anyway, 5 more minutes.
Oh,
later.
Y'all. Okay, everybody, that's all the time we have for today. So I want to thank you for stopping by to enjoy the conversation. We're glad you're here, and please share and share again and share some more. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We'll be having another chat and another cup soon. We'll talk to you then. Look forward to seeing you.